Hello, we are groups number 3 with me Agung, my friends Raden, Dayu, Satya and also Dirga. Gonna tell you about gerunds and infinitive verbs, so let's go.
Well, hi there. I'm Agung, student ID number 096. What is gerunds? Do you know? Native English speakers use gerunds a lot in English. All the time. Whether we realize it or not. So it's important to you understand them. And today's lesson, I'm gonna show you how.
Okay, I'm gonna start by answering your question in the simplest way possible. What is a gerund? Gerunds look like a verb, but they are actually a noun. Okay, maybe you still don't know what that means. Well, all know that a verb is an action, right? We do a verb. For example, I read every morning. This is simple present. But sometimes I just want to talk about an action, not do it. Reading is one of my favorite ways to get relaxed. I love reading. I'm talking about reading as an action. I'm not reading right now. I'm just talking about something that I love to do. So in other words, I'm referring to action of the reading as a noun or a thing. So I have just used the gerunds. That's gerunds. I use a word that looks like a verb as a noun. So how can we recognize the gerunds? What does it look like? Well, the gerund is formed by adding ing to the base form of verb or the bare infinitive form. So the base form is read with ing, reading. That's gerunds. I love reading. Read is base form, reading is gerunds. So obviously, the reason why this is confusing is because this looks like a continuous form of the verb, right? So to recognize a gerund, you need to pay attention to how it's used in sentence. And I've got a practice for you. I absolutely love singing, but performing in public makes me really nervous. Standing on stage in front of a crowd is terrifying. So did you hear all of those gerunds? Did you recognize them? Let's take a closer look. I absolutely love singing, but performing in public makes me really nervous. Standing on the stage in front of a crowd of people is terrifying. So this is the gerunds: singing, performing, and standing. Looks like a verb, but actually a noun. Okay, so far we have learned generally what a gerund is and how to make a gerund. So here is the next question. When and how do we use gerunds? Just like nouns, gerunds can be used in many different situations. But that's all for me. That's the next lesson will break down by my friends. I'm Agung and until next time. Bye-bye.
Hello there, my name is Raden Dwitama Baliano. Here I'm going to explain about gerund position in sentences. Let's jump to the material.
Okay, here I'm going to explain about gerund position in sentence. Where and when we gonna to use gerunds. And here's my name, Raden Dwitama, and here's my name. Next, as we know, the gerunds is the verb plus ing. So that looks very like a verb, but it's actually act as a noun. So don't get fooled by that. Secondly, I'm not a native English speaker, So for the next, I will continue it with bahasa Indonesia. Okay. Gerund position in a sentence. Gerund used as subject. Jadi gerund bisa digunakan ketika terdapat subjek ya, sebagai subjek. Lihat saya. Contohnya di sini, eating people is wrong. Hunting tigers is dangerous. Nah, eating people is wrong. Jadi eating, kata eat di sini memakan orang itu salah. Memakannya adalah subjek dari kalimat ini. Jadi ketika dia ada subjek kata verb, yaitu kata kerja, eating sebagai subjek, dia berdiri sebagai gerund. Jadi dia itu sebenarnya bukan kata kerja, tetapi dia merupakan kata benda di sini, eating ya. Begitu juga hunting dan flying. Flying makes me nervous. Jadi kata flying di sini bukan sebagai kata kerja, tetapi sebagai kata benda. Dan dia juga merupakan subjek dari kalimat. Kedua, gerund as an object of a preposition. Jadi kata kerja verb plus ing alias gerund dapat digunakan pada kalimat jika terdapat preposisi. Preposisi itu seperti kata pertama ya, seperti dengan, dari kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia. Ini contohnya, she avoided him by walking on the opposite side of the road. Jadi by walking di sini dengan berjalan adalah kata kerja kan? Walking itu adalah kata kerja, tetapi di sini dia adalah gerund karena dia merupakan kata benda, sebagai kata benda dengan berjalan, bukan kegiatan yang dilakukan, tetapi sebagai kata benda, objek ya, bisa dibilang seperti itu, objek yang sedang dibicarakan. So she avoided him by walking on the opposite side of the road. Begitu juga pada sini, we arrived in Madrid after driving all night. Jadi after driving sini sebagai gerundsnya. Ini juga there's no point in waiting. Jadi in waiting di sini merupakan gerundsnya. Dan in ini merupakan preposisinya. Dan ini adalah objek dari preposisinya. Jadi gerunds bisa digunakan sebagai objek dari sebuah preposisi. Selanjutnya, gerund juga bisa digunakan setelah phrasal verb. Phrasal verb itu kalimat frasa ya. Frasa, when will you give up smoking? She always puts off going to the dentist. He kept on asking for money. Jadi di sini give up merupakan phrasal verbnya dan smoking merupakan gerund yang dimaksud. Kalau di sini puts off going, puts off-nya merupakan phrasalnya dan going merupakan verb plus ing-nya alias gerunds-nya. Kemudian gerunds juga dapat digunakan ketika terdapat kata benda majemuk. Seperti pada contoh, I am giving Sally a driving lesson. Jadi driving lesson merupakan kata benda majemuk karena driving dan lesson memiliki arti yang bisa berdiri sendiri. Jadi ini merupakan kata majemuk. Dan di sini kata kerjanya alias drive menjadi gerunds, tetapi dalam kalimat seutuhnya gerunds itu driving lesson di sini menjadi sebuah kata benda. Gitu juga di sini, they have a swimming pool in their backyard. I bought some new running shoes. Jadi untuk mengetahui gerunds kita harus benar-benar melihat kalimatnya seutuhnya ya. Terakhir, gerunds juga bisa digunakan sebagai setelah beberapa ekspresi. seperti pada contoh, is not used trying to escape. It might be worth phoning the station to check the time of the train. She could not help falling in love with him. Jadi di sini no use trying merupakan no use ini merupakan kata ekspresi, dan trying di sini menjadi kata benda yang berasal dari kata kerja ditambah ing. Jadi dari keseluruhan kalimatnya, inilah gerund dalam sebuah kalimat. No use trying. Gitu juga di sini be worth phoning merupakan kata gerundsnya, dan di sini could help falling merupakan gerundsnya. Oke, sebenarnya masih ada beberapa kata lagi yang biasanya menggunakan gerunds dalam prakteknya, dalam penggunaannya. Jadi satu-satunya cara terbaik untuk membiasakan diri menggunakan gerunds ini adalah dengan banyak belajar dan terbiasa menggunakan gerunds ini secara alami. Berikut beberapa kata-kata yang umum menggunakan gerunds lainnya. Oke. Sekian, kita akan lanjut ke materi selanjutnya.
Hello, my name is Satya Wirapati with student ID number 20085610446. In this video, I'm gonna talk about infinitive, the general explanation about infinitive. So let me start. Hello, in this video, I'm gonna talk about infinitive. So the to-infinitive is used in many sentence construction, often expressing the purpose of something or someone's opinion about something. The to-infinitive is used following a large collection of different verbs as well. Infinitive is a basic word from a verb, for example, to sleep, to clean, to eat, to listen, and etc. We must be able to tell which verb one an infinitive, like the example below. Infinitive be, if the infinitive is for be, the verb one is, am, and are. The verb to is was and were, and the verb t is been. So if the infinitive is be able, the verb one is can, the verb two is could, and the verb t is cool too. If the infinitive have, the verb one is have or has, the verb two is had, and the verb t is had. Sentences example: he will be able to buy, sorry, it's a typo. He will be able to buy a motorcycle if he has enough money, but he doesn't have even $3. In this sentence, we use a bare infinitive, which is an infinitive that not using a word to. So, for example, we cannot use verb one after the word will and doesn't or done or do not. Like, for example, he will can to buy a motorcycle if he has enough money, but he doesn't has even $3. If we use a verb one like the previous example I say, is incorrect. So we only be able use a bare infinitive after the word will and the word doesn't or done. Usually the use of infinitive start with word to, known as full infinitive, But sometimes there is some sentences that aren't followed by a word to, known as bare infinitive. So below is the example of full infinitive. He wants to come tomorrow. Louis is going to be a pirate king. To travel in this year is a bad idea. The negative infinitive is formed by putting not in front of any form of the infinitive. For example, I decided not to go to London. He asked me not to be late, and I do like you not to sing so loudly. Uh, the point of this full infinitive is always use a word to in every sentence, sentences. And the bare infinitive is like the sample I put below. She would rather visit Japan, he would rather live in Bali. They have to start the assignment. The negative form is I do rather not eat meat, he might not survive, and Amir better not drink alcohol. The point of this example below is the word isn't using any word to because it's bare infinitive. So that's all of that of the general explanation about infinitive. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.
Halo, my name is Taria Putri Mahadewi, NIM 2008561081. Now, I will explain about infinitive position in a sentence. So, let's go. Infinitive position in sentence. Need to know there are more than one infinitive that are perfect infinitive, perfect continuous infinitive, and passive infinitive. First, I will talk about present infinitive. Present infinitive divided into two parts that are to-infinitive and zero-infinitive. To-infinitive for the example, to sit, to eat, to have, to remember. And zero-infinitive for the example, sit, eat, have, remember. Now I will talk about to-infinitive. To-infinitive divided into 7 parts. First, to-infinitive untuk menyatakan tujuan dari suatu tindakan. For the example, I am calling to ask you about our problem. The 3 bears went to find firewood. The second, to-infinitive sebagai subjek kalimat. For the example, to be or not to be, that is the question. To live in Bali is my dream, etc. To-infinitive untuk menyatakan kegunaan dari sesuatu. For the example, the children need a garden to play in. I would like a sandwich to eat. I don't have anything to wear. To-infinitive after adjective. For the formula, we can use subject plus to be plus kata sifat plus for or of plus to-infinitive plus kata sisa. For the example, it is good of you to talk to me, etc. To-infinitive untuk memberikan komentar atau penilaian. For the example, that is a dangerous way to behave. That is the right thing to do. For the formula, we can use subject plus to be plus frasa benda plus to-infinitive. To-infinitive with adverb. For the example, this soup is too hot to eat. She was too tired to work. She is old enough to make up her own mind. There isn't enough snow to ski on. And the last one is to-infinitive with question word. For the example, I'm not sure I know who to call. Do you understand what to do? Next, I will explain about zero infinitive. Zero infinitive divided into 5 parts. The first, zero infinitive after auxiliary. For the example, he should give her some money. She cannot speak to you. Shall I talk to him? And second, zero infinity setelah kata kerja yang berkaitan dengan indera. For the formula, we can use verb plus object plus zero infinitive. For the example, he saw her fall from the cliff. We heard them close the door. She felt the spider crawl up her leg. Next, zero infinitive after the verb make and let. For the example, her parents let her stay out late. Let's go to the cinema. Don't make me study that boring grammar book. Zero infinitive after expression had better. For the example, we had better take some warm clothing. She had better ask him not to come. They had better work harder on their homework. And the last one, zero infinitive with why. For the example, why not ask him now? Why wait until tomorrow? Why leave before the end of the game? Okay, that's all about infinitive position in sentence. See you later, goodbye!
Hi, I'm Dirga, student ID 036, and I will explain about differences between gerunds and infinitives. So, here we go. Okay, the first one. Gerund often follow verbs that indicate that an action is happening or has happened. The action expressed by the verbs comes at the same time or after the action expressed by the gerunds. For the example, we enjoy going to concerts. Enjoy is the verbs and going is the gerunds. Okay, while infinitives often follow verbs that indicate that an action will or could happen. The action expressed by the verbs comes before the action expressed by the infinitives. For the example, we hope to go to the concerts. Okay, the second one. Verbs that are followed by a noun phrase plus infinitives can also follow by a gerund. The gerund makes a general while infinitives make specific the person indicated. For the example, they allow smoking in this building, and they allow me to smoke in this building. The first sentence is gerund because it is general. They allow smoking for everyone, while the second sentence is infinitives because they specifically allow me to smoke in this building. Well, the third one. When a specific performer of the gerund action needs to be indicated, a possessive noun is used. For the example, Peter's coming late really annoys me. Or we can say, his coming late really annoys me. Peter's and his is a possessive noun. While any stated subject of infinitive should be preceded by word for, if a pronoun follows the word for, it must be in the object form. For the example, the first sentence, for people to see is a wonderful gift, it is the subject. And the second sentence, her desire was for them to take a trip around the world. For them is the object. Okay, that's it. Those are the differences between gerunds and infinitives. I hope I explained it well and you can understand.